Welcome back to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. And boy, do I have a treat in store for you. I am thrilled and excited to be joined by Dr. Codi Gharagouzloo and his wonderful wife, Valerie Gharagouzloo. And they have quite the impressive story of entrepreneurship that I was so excited to bring them onto the program. I always love to get to know the people behind the microphone. First, Dr. Codi, Valerie, welcome to the program. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about background, and then we're going to get into your amazing journey and your amazing breakthrough. Tell Codi, if you don't mind getting started, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself.
So my name's Dr. Codi Gharagouzloo. I'm the scientific founder of Imaginostics. And, I've got 2 bachelor's, a master's, and a PhD, and a postdoc. And the technology that the company was founded on was actually invented during my PhD and developed during my postdoctoral fellowship at Harvard Medical School.
That's great, and we're gonna talk all about that, which is great. And Valerie, you are very much a part of the story. We're going to talk about the journey of faith, love, and science. But Valerie, do you mind telling our listeners a little bit about yourself as well?
Sure, with pleasure. So I'm a lawyer by background. Codi and I, we met in France more than 10 years ago. As long as I remember, he always wanted to cure cancer. It turned out that he invented a breakthrough medical technologies that can help find a cure for a lot of incurable disease. And I've helped him to co-found the company, and I officially joined the company just a couple of months ago. So I'm really thrilled about the development and where we're heading.
That's amazing. So, wanting to solve cancer and cure the world of cancer, that wasn't just a pickup line from Dr. Codi Gharagouzloo to his wife Valerie. Again, French-American couple. I know you guys met in France in 2007, I believe. So, Dr. Codi, you were talking a minute ago a little bit about your background. Let's talk about this journey, as I mentioned, faith, love, and science. It's a breakthrough company. Let's talk about what you do. Let's dive in a little bit deeper.
Sure. So, it's MRI-based technology, new MRI physics. And so really the value proposition is that we deliver 10x better vascular images and a novel panel of imaging biomarkers where, for the first time, we can quantify vascular physiology and biology at the individual level.
Wow, that's amazing. So quite a breakthrough. When you were going through medical school, were you planning on sort of going in this research route and certainly going in the direction that you now have this amazing, promising startup company, Imaginostics? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Or were you planning on just trying to help people?
Well, Scott, first, I should say I'm not that kind of doctor. So I'm actually an MRI physicist. My PhD is in biomedical engineering. Originally I intended to bring my love for physics into the medical realm for cancer by enabling a way to quantify tumor damage and delivery of novel pharmaceuticals. And so I really started off by inventing a new modality in MRI for quantitative imaging. And I did do some work in cancer with some publications. Sorry, I'm overcoming some sickness. With some publications in that space. But I quickly moved on to, neuroscience. And nowadays, we focus on Alzheimer's disease and related dementia in our research. Although we are having offerings to pharma companies that are developing novel drugs for cancer to help them show in real time what exactly are their drugs doing to treat those tumors.
Absolutely. And there's almost 2 stories going on here at once. Certainly the impact that you're having, and again, helping people. And yes, maybe not that kind of doctor, but really, I mean, the impact that you're having as a MRI physicist, that's amazing. So, Valerie, what's your role within the company, and how are you sort of taking things to the next level?
Sure. So I'm the only non-scientist in this team. Everyone has a PhD and years of experience either programming, MRI post sequences, or we also have an AI expert on the team. So I guess I bring more like the human touch, trying to explain the technology for lay people. And trying to as well bring the high vision of where we want to go. We really want to shift medical care from curative to preventative. So how big vision is to offer full body MRI scans to people when they are starting when they are in their 20s, maybe 30s, and diagnose disease decades in advance, so they can talk with their doctor and plan for preventative medical treatment.
Fantastic. Again, I'm chatting with Dr. Codi and Mrs. Valerie Gharagouzloo, and amazing, again, journey of faith, love, and science. And Codi, you were quoted as saying that MRI is, I believe you said exactly, this was the exact quote, we're still living in the Stone Age. Is that a statement that you stand by?
Yeah, MRI really hasn't changed for 20 years. The real issue is that the images that are generated are just these black and white, pictures, and they really don't lead to any early diagnosis.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Codi, Valerie, I'm going to continue my conversation with you in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about some of that accomplishments that you've had in 2022, 2023, and of course your vision going into 2024. You're really changing the world, and that's not hyperbole over here. Again, you're listening to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. We'll be right back. You're listening to Get Down to Business, the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Always get on my website, syklein.com. Follow me on Twitter, @shalomklein. And, of course, search for Get Down to Business on your favorite podcast app. That's the easiest way. Store. And speaking of amazing guests, I'm continuing my conversation with Dr. Codi and Valerie Gharagouzloo, who are doing some amazing breakthroughs in MRI and imaging technology. We're going to talk a little bit more about it. But Codi, you just said right before the break, you talked about how MRIs have not changed in years, and you are doing some pretty massive change pretty rapidly. Either for Codi or for Valerie, let's talk about some of the funds that you've been raising and what that's going towards, and tell us about the past year or two.
Yeah, thanks. So last year, we were able to get a couple NIH grants. One of them was for $915,000 from the National Institute on Aging, and that's for a multi-center study on the early detection of Alzheimer's disease and related dementia. And so really we're imaging, people between 18 and 35, and then 70-year-olds, and then around 70 with mild cognitive impairment. And the goal there is really to map out the vascular abnormality and pathology of mild cognitive impairment. And so we're looking for things like blood-brain barrier leakage, and the function of the vessels not being as fast as normal healthy vessels. So we measure the structure, function, and leakage of the vessels. So we excuse me. And then we got another grant from the National Institute of Mental Health for around $430,000, and that was for mapping out the neurofunctional modulation of any pharmaceutical. We're focusing on depression and anxiety drugs, and so there we're essentially when the drug is injected, then we're looking at the real-time response throughout the brain. Where does the activation increase? Where does the activation decrease? And the motivation is that it's difficult to develop drugs in that space because of the sort of qualitative nature of the tests that sort of show how those drugs work. And so we really just have breakthrough endpoints that work on the individual level for all these type of measurements.
Absolutely. Again, I'm chatting with Codi and Valerie Gharagouzloo. Codi, this is the time of year that we all make some New Year's resolutions, and I can think of no more important New Year's resolutions than the work that, again, the two of you are doing. So let's talk about some of your growth plans and some of your expectations for 2024, which is right around the corner. What should our listeners know as they search, and I know in a moment we'll get folks in touch with you, but as they follow your progress, what should they be expecting?
Yeah, I mean, so we also got, near the end of last year, an investment from the Alzheimer's Drug Discovery Foundation, which is really a leader in the space of innovation for Alzheimer's disease, of $725,000. And so now we're raising additional funds to the tune of about $2 million. And, we have these two projects I spoke of in play. We also have another project with a leader in preventative diagnostics under mutual NDA, so I won't quite give the name yet. But the plan is to image 150 people and to do full body vascular images, which wouldn't be possible but for our technology.
And we
amazing. Congratulations. Yeah, good.
And we are also launching our commercialization with pharma companies that want to test out their drugs, the toxicity, the safety, and the efficacy, because we have those precise, preclinical and clinical endpoints that we can offer them.
Amazing. So I want to make sure our listeners get in touch with you. Can you send our listeners over to your website?
Yeah, it's www.imaginostics.com. So, the name of our company comes from imaging plus diagnostics. So you can find us there.
Imaginostics.com. That's a wrap for us here this week on Get Down to Business. But we're going to be back next week on the show all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship. Again, get on my website, shalomklein.com. Thanks to all of our amazing guests. And certainly we wrapped it up with a bang with Dr. Codi and Valerie from Imaginostics. Thank you so much for joining us. To success. Let's get down to business. We'll talk to you next Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 856 The Answer.
Thank you.